Hello everyone, I hope all of you are fine. Today we are going to start with basis of accounting as we have already done this the what we say the process of accounting that day. So today we are going to do or going to start with basis of accounting. I hope you have read the process though it is easy. Today it is the turn for basis of accounting. So there are generally two bases of accounting. The one is cash basis and the other is accrual basis. So first of all, let us read what is cash basis of accounting. See, cash basis, as the name suggests, that transactions are recorded. Transactions are recorded only if cash is paid or received. Very simple. Means all those transactions we have to record in which cash is paid or we have received. Okay, if a transaction is based on cash basis, then only we are going to record that. Otherwise, there is no place for those transactions in which there is no cash transaction. Again, under this basis, income and expenses are recorded only if there is a transaction of cash. Otherwise, they are not recorded. Okay, the meaning is very simple. You can read from your book. Uh, no worries. Or we can say that credit transactions, if cash transactions are only recorded, then credit transactions are not recorded. Credit transaction mean purchase goods from Ram on credit of rupees 20,000. Now you have purchased goods from Ram, okay, and it is on credit of 20,000. It means you have not paid 20,000 rupees, but you have purchased the goods. So we are not going to record this transaction because it does not involve cash transaction. This transaction does not involve a cash transaction. That's why we are not going to record this kind of transaction. So there is no place for credit transaction. Okay, so it is not recorded, and there is a place for only cash transaction. If cash is paid or received, then we are going to record the transaction. Again and again I am saying the same thing. Okay, now whether this cash basis is useful for us, or is it useful for any type of organization or not, let us check it out. Let us read it thoroughly. So in this cash basis, you will get to know about the profit. Obviously, you will get to know about the profit, which is merely the excess of actual cash over the payments. Means profit in this way will be equals to cash you have received minus cash you have paid. Okay, because we are only recording those transactions in which we are receiving cash or we are paying cash. So cash received, whatever will be the cash receipts, and whatever will be our cash payments, we have to subtract that to get to know that whether how much cash is more, uh, how much receipts are more than the payments. Simple, in this way. So we'll get to know about the profit or income. Fine. But no, let us see the advantages and disadvantages of this. Then you will get to know in detail whether this is a good basis or not, whether we should or a business enterprise should follow this or not. Okay, what is the advantage? It is very simple. Very simple means even the recording is very simple, because the if cash is receiving, then you have to record, and otherwise there is no need to record the transaction. After that, we can say that here no, it is useful. The advantage of this is it is useful for those organizations. Which organization? Those organizations which where you can say where transactions are mostly on cash basis, where the transactions uh, are cash transactions. We can say that there is a particular type of business in which the transactions are only based on cash. Means whenever there will be a transaction, it will be a cash transaction. In that business, no, it is useful. It is simple and it is useful for those organizations where transactions are mostly recorded in cash. For example, we can say the fee charged by a lawyer. He will not do your work without taking the cash. The doctors, so cash and CA, etc. like this. Okay, all these professions are usually on cash basis, so it is good for them to opt this cash basis of accounting. Okay, so what are the disadvantages? If an organization opt this, then what are the disadvantages of cash basis? First of all, never give a true picture of profit and loss. Will not be able to know, you will not be able to know what are the real profits and losses of the firm, because you are not recording the credit transactions. You are not recording the credit transaction. In this way, you are going to skip you are going to skip many transactions which should be recorded in the firm. Okay, so if you have purchased on credit, it should be recorded, no, but on in this cash basis it will not be recorded at all. That's why it is not a good method of accounting. So we should not use cash basis according to this, because it will not give us a true picture of profit and loss of the enterprise, because it ignores all the expenses like outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, accrued income, and income received in advance. If you don't know these, let me tell you, this there's a point. It ignores outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses, and we can say one more type of expenses, prepaid expenses, and we have the incomes now, advance income, and accrued income. So as it is ignoring this basis ignores these all things, so that's why uh, it is not giving us a true picture. Why? What is this outstanding expenses? Outstanding expenses are those expenses in which you have not paid. These are the expenses due. For example, if you have not paid the fee of a doctor, then these are the expenses which is outstanding, which is due. Okay, you have taken the services but you have not paid, or we can say that rent, you have used the land for the factory purposes, but or the production purposes, but you have not given the rent in cash. Suppose rent for 12 months is 1,20,000. It means 10,000 per month rent, and you have paid only paid rent for only 10 months. It means you have paid only 1 lakh rupees. then where this 20,000 will go? This 20,000 will also be recorded, should also be recorded, because but in cash basis, no, you are going to record only 1 lakh rupees because you have paid the rent for 10 months. But actually, you are missed with 2 months of rent here. Okay, we should record the other 2 months of rent which we have not paid. So these are expenses due, or we can say expenses which are outstanding, which we have not paid during the year. Okay, rent paid for 10 months means out of 12 months we have only paid for 10 months and the year is over. Okay, financial year ends. So in this way, we should write that these are the expenses for the year, and but we are not writing here. So prepaid expenses are the expenses which we have paid for the next year, and advance income is the income which we have received in advance but we have not earned. We have not given the services but we have received the income in advance. Okay, then accrued income, this is income which we have earned, but not received. We can write here it is earned but not received. Okay, so that's why the next point, as you have done chapter number 3, principles of accounting, so it does not follow matching principle. It does not follow matching principle of accounting. What is this matching principle? Do you remember? Just read out the matching principle from chapter number 3 if you don't remember. You should know this if you have done the chapter. So it does not follow matching principle of accounting, and moreover, okay, let me tell you regarding this matching principle. Maybe some of you don't remember. So matching principle is something like this. Suppose you have recognized your revenue for the year. Suppose you know your revenue for the year, how it is generated. Now, for generating the revenue, you must have done some expenses. Yes, no, and expenses can be in cash, or these expenses can be outstanding also, means which you have not paid. There can be salaries which is not paid by the company, or the rent which is not paid by the company, or any other wages not paid by the company. So there can be different things which has not been paid by the company. So outstanding expenses and cash expenses, both the expenses should both type of expenses define the total expenses. Okay, to generate the revenue for the year, to take out the turnover for the year, or to sell your products for the year, there must be expenses incurred for the production and the selling of goods and services. Simple. It is very simple. And we have to write all the expenses. But here we are only writing the cash basis, the expenses which are based on cash, and we are ignoring outstanding expenses. That's why it is not even following matching principle. That's why it will not follow matching principle, obviously. Okay, by default. Okay. After this, let us move on to the next point. As I have told you in the very first point, that it never gives a true picture of profit and loss. Or there is one more point, that there is possibility of manipulation of profits in this basis of accounting, because uh, you don't know payments can be delayed or it can be made early. Okay, payments can be delayed or it can be made early. In the same way, incomes can be delayed or it can be collect early. On cash basis, there can be manipulation with the profits. They are not going to show you the true profits. If they want to increase the profit, they can do these things. Okay, just go with the disadvantage given on page number 4.3 in your DK Goel and read it thoroughly. You will be able to understand this. Okay, After this, one more important point, Companies Act 2013 does not recognize this cash basis of accounting. 2013 Companies Act says that there is no existence of cash basis of accounting, as it is not the real basis of accounting. It is never giving us the true picture of accounting, or we can say, or because of these disadvantages, Companies Act 2013 is not even recognizing this cash basis of accounting. So which basis of accounting is better? We get to know that the other basis of accounting, that is accrual basis of accounting. Now what is this accrual basis of accounting all about? Accrual basis of accounting says that incomes or expenses both are recorded. Okay, it is immaterial whether cash is received or not. Similarly, cash is paid or not. For the expenses, you have paid the cash or you have not paid the cash, doesn't matter. For the income, you have received the cash or you have not received the cash. So whatever cash is received or not, that is immaterial. That is, that we have not to look for. We have to see that expenses and income should relate to current year. If it is related to the current year and they fine, no, if it is related to the current year, then we have to record the expenses and the income. Fine. Okay, and some examples we can take. For example, commission received for, suppose, for the current year 2020 and 21. Commission received for 2020 and 21, 10,000 out of total 15,000. So we should receive the commission of 15,000, but we have received only 10,000. Then which amount we are going to show? Just answer which amount we are going to show, 10,000 or 15,000 in our accounting. Good, maybe some of you are thinking that 15,000, because I have told here that whether cash is received or not, we have to write that income in our, we have to record that income in our accounts. Fine, no. So here commission received is an income as we are receiving it, and but we have received only 10,000 out of 15,000, but we will show that income we have generated from commission is 15,000 and 15,000 will be recorded. 10,000 we have received and 5,000 we have not received, but it will be added with this and 15,000 total will be recorded, but we will mention that this is received and this is not received. I know this is the way. So in the same way you can say that again and again. I am taking this example of rent. Rent you have to pay for the 12 months. Okay, and the year ends. Suppose the year ends, and at the end of the year you get to know that you have paid rent paid only for 9 months. Okay, you have paid cash only for 9 months, and 1 month rent is 1,000 rupees. Then how much rent you have paid? You have paid only 9,000 rupees. And how, for how many months rent is left to be paid? 3 months. So 3 into 1,000, 3,000 is outstanding rent, and this we have paid. So both we have to record, and we will record the total rent of 12,000, which is the current year expense. Clear? No, this is accrual basis of accounting. Okay, so after this we can go for the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, for accrual basis of accounting, first of all, what are the advantages of accrual basis of accounting? As the disadvantage of cash basis is the advantage of accrual basis, because in disadvantage of cash basis we have written it is not giving us the true picture of profit and loss. We can write here it gives us a true picture of profit and loss. Okay, and also tells us about true financial position of the business. Okay, so as we are recording our current year all expenses and all revenues and incomes, so we'll get to know the true profit of the financial year, and we'll get to know our financial position. Okay, so after this, one more, why we'll get to know the true picture, because here, because right, because here we include all those things, outstanding expenses, okay, prepaid expenses, the things I have written here. We have written that, just wait, these outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, advance income, accrued income, all we have to record in this, all we are recording in this. In what? In accrual basis of accounting. That's why. Okay, it gives us a true picture. Okay, after this, we have written the disadvantage in cash basis that it does not follow matching principle. So we can write it follows matching principle. Okay, and we can move on to the next point. It is recognized by Companies Act 2013. This I have told you in the previous uh, cash basis, that cash basis is not recognized by Companies Act 2013, but it is recognized under Companies Act 2013. Now one more thing, if you have read second chapter, the definition, then you should know the meaning of revenue and capital expenditure. The revenue and capital expenditure. So what are revenue and capital expenditure? See, okay, this point maybe I have not explained here in cash basis. In cash basis, this is the disadvantage, and in accrual basis, it becomes the advantage. So I have told you, all the disadvantage of cash basis are the advantages in accrual basis. So revenue and capital expenditure, it distinguish. How accrual basis can distinguish revenue and capital expenditure, and cash basis is not able to distinguish the revenue and capital expenditure. Let's take an example this side. See, purchased machinery for cash. Purchase machinery for cash in cash basis. How it looked like? In cash basis, it is just a payment made, or we can say that cash paid. Suppose it is of 1 lakh. So you have purchased machinery, that is fine, but you have paid cash paid rupees 1 lakh. It will be shown as the negative cash balance because we have paid the cash. Okay, it is reducing our cash balance. So it will be only considered this way. And in accrual basis, it will not be recorded in profit and loss account because it is a machinery and machinery is an asset. Okay, and here it can be recorded in the profit and loss account. Means here, no, the formula of taking out profit is cash received minus cash paid, or simply we can write that cash received means all cash receipts minus all cash payments. So if you have received more cash, suppose you have received 10 lakh and your payments were of 8 lakh, then you incur a profit of 2 lakh. This is very simple. Okay. But here, no, all the cash receipts can include commission received, rent received, okay, the sales proceeds, means the revenue generation by sales, okay, and we can say machinery sold. You have sold the machinery, then also you will receive the cash. Fine. No, so there is no distinguish between the revenue and capital uh, expenditure or receipt. See, this is a capital receipt, and this is revenue receipt. But there is no distinguish in cash basis. But the same is possible to distinguish in accrual basis. Okay, that's why here, no, we are writing everything in cash receipts. But here, no, we are not going to write in accrual basis. So there is separate profit and loss account where there are some rules which we have to follow, and there are certain expenses and income which we can write here to take out the profit and loss. But there is nothing like this here. So that's why accrual basis is the real basis of accounting, which is even recognized by our Companies Act 2013, that I have written here, the very important point. Okay, so in this way, we got to know today regarding the accrual basis and cash basis of accounting, and what can be the disadvantage regarding this. So let us make some disadvantages also. First, it is not simple. It is not simple as cash basis. Second, it requires some estimates. This estimates and all, know you will get to know later. Some estimates and personal judgments. So there is involvement of personal judgment. Okay, and there is an involvement of some estimates. So some estimates are required in this, and even the personal judgment. That's why it comes under the disadvantage. Okay, so in this way you can read out the difference of cash basis and accrual basis given in your book, and the chapter is almost complete. I guess it is complete. Okay, and there is one more basis of accounting that you have to read by your own. Basis of accounting, which mixed basis of accounting, or we can say hybrid. By the name only you have understood that it is a mixture of cash and accrual basis. This is a very easy paragraph. Read it by your own. Okay, this I have given to you for homework. So your homework is to read chapter number 4 thoroughly, and also learn this difference between cash and accrual basis of accounting. Fine. And the last page also, the mixed basis of accounting, just read it out. Okay. Thank you. Lecture is over.